Thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to the Luz and Dolly Show. I'm Luz.
And I'm Dolly.
And we're here today to share an amazing message with you, the 5 love languages. We spoke of it at our last segment and we were talking and mentioning that we had an exercise that we performed at the University of Guanajuato in Mexico. And it is so important that we understand. And Dolly and I were so excited about this because we took a test and we thought we knew which language contained or pertained to us. And then when we took the test, it kind of confirmed it. But Dolly, would you care to share with our audience what those 5 love languages are?
Absolutely. I'm very excited to share this topic with you.
Especially this month, right? Sorry.
Especially this month, the month of love.
Oh.
Valentine's Day is just around the corner.
Yes.
But the 5 love languages that we want to talk to you guys about today are basically quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. And why are those languages important? Why is that? And
you know, we were mentioning, we were talking off the air, and it's important for us to realize. Of course, I'm a divorced woman twice. Dolly's a divorced woman. If we can control or assist ourselves with improving our own tank of love, because there's a love tank. Dr. Gary Chapman mentions in the 5 love languages. There's a love tank that needs to be filled. And when that is diminishing 3/4 of the way, half of the way, 1/4 of the way, that's how you feel. Your emotions are empty. And it doesn't mean that your partner, your husband, your wife, your children, your parents don't love you. It's just how we're communicating that love one to the other. And necessarily, it's not necessarily like how I would like to express my love to someone isn't necessarily how they like to express it to me. Isn't that what you...
Or receive it.
Yes.
Receive it, because you
Yes.
may be expressing your love language with your partner, with your husband, with your, child. And they are like, why is she treating me this way? I'd rather be treated this way.
Yeah.
So that may be, some of the concerns. But what is interesting about the study that took place about 10 years ago
Yes.
with Gary Chapman in his book was specifically the divorce rate.
Amazing.
First marriage, 40%.
40% of first marriages end up in divorce.
60% second marriages, and an astounding
75% for third marriages. And it's not that the love is running out, because we all know that there's so much love for us to give to ourselves and to others. It's just a lack of communication, per se. We were thinking of, imagine there's a male that's German. He falls in love with a Chinese woman. They speak different languages, yet they need to communicate in order to express love. They are really going to have a difficult time because those languages are so different, that they're on different spectrums. So it's important for us to know that the 5 love languages that she mentioned, the quality time, words of affirmation, there's gifts, acts of service, and physical touch, that you connect with what it is that your person that you're trying to connect with and have a relationship with, that you know what their needs are, so that you're giving them what they are needing, so that in turn they can give to you.
Right. So I shared what my 2 love languages
Yes.
are. And for me is words of affirmation and also acts of service. I think they're very compatible with each other. I need to hear, you know what, I appreciate the fact that you made dinner. I appreciate, whether or not it was a great dinner. It doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I appreciate the fact that you took the time to express your love towards me by making dinner. And, or, you know what, I really like that jewelry piece that you're wearing, or your hair looks awesome today.
A simple little compliment that doesn't take a lot.
And it doesn't cost anything.
No, that's the thing.
That's the best part. It doesn't even cost anything.
Cost involved, because the gifts, we were so surprised. Dolly and I took the test, and both of us were at 0 for the gifts.
Correct.
So we're not saying that we don't like to receive gifts, but that's not the most important thing. The words of affirmation, a nice little compliment, and acts of service and physical touch are more important to us. So it'd be interesting for you to find out what your partner or that loved one that you're trying to connect with, if you're having difficulties with, there's a reason why that is happening.
And even physical touch, it could be as simply as just putting
Yep.
my hand on your shoulder and say, you know what, you look amazing today, or you know what, thank you so much, or why don't we go ahead and plan this? And it's just a way of communicating.
Yes, it goes miles, miles and miles.
It's so much further.
I was thinking, I'm sorry, about
Yes.
my late husband, Chris, God bless his soul. He would always, always, always give me gifts, and he would do acts of service. And what did I always long for? I longed for those words of affirmation and quality time and physical touch. Not to say that we didn't spend quality time, but he would watch TV, and that wasn't my thing.
Right.
He would give me gifts, but he wouldn't tell me, I love you, or you look beautiful, as many times as I thought that I needed, because he might think that he's doing it as much as he thinks I deserve or I want, and I might need more. So that communication is so important. And me, on the other hand, I never gave him gifts, or I didn't do acts of service outside. And perhaps that's what he needed. So it doesn't mean that we weren't in love, that we didn't love each other, and that those 18 years went in vain. It's just we were speaking a different language.
I think that the overall consensus is just communication.
Yes.
It's communication. You have to first be, I guess, understand what is important to you, what is it that you
Yes.
personally need, so that you can communicate that to your loved one, to your
Yes.
friend, to your spouse, to your child.
Your children, yeah.
And even your relationships outside of that. It could be your work relationship, needing recognition from an employer.
Yes.
It's in essence, it's like, you know what, or give me that gold watch when I have a 5-year anniversary at the office. It's just, which language keeps you satisfied.
Yes, that love tank needs to be as full as possible, as often. And just by communicating with kind words, it's so important that we communicate with kind words. Dolly and I speak all the time. And Dolly, you did this great, but can you do this? And she'll tell me the same. Luz, I think this is great, but try this. And just accepting that constructive criticism and knowing that if that fills that person, it doesn't take any extra effort. Just try to fulfill that. And the relationships will be so much more fulfilling.
So much more. It's about kindness. It's about respect. It's about integrity.
Yes.
It's about honoring who you are with, and just wanting to build a wonderful relationship.
Definitely.
Well, we have a wonderful gift for
We
you.
do. We have a surprise.
Yes, we are having a special guest with us today. We are very excited for him to join us this afternoon, because we want to get the male's perspective on the 5 languages. We ladies, we may have a perception of what the man may or may not need or want, but why don't we hear it directly from a man and see how we can help you have a better relationship.
Yeah, it's so important. It's so important. So stay tuned. He's coming.
Yes.
Thank you and welcome back. Here we are with our special invite. And who do we have here, Dolly?
Well, I am very happy to introduce you today to Chewey Serna. Chewey is our producer for the Luz and Dolly show.
Welcome.
And we're very happy to have you here today as our first special guest.
Yes.
And basically, we are talking about the 5 love languages, and we want to get the man's perspective on this very important topic. So, Chewey, we were talking for a little bit about why the love languages are important, but we would definitely like to know, what love languages do you speak?
Let's remind the audience what they were. What
Absolutely, go right ahead.
They were quality time, words of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. So of those 5, what resonates with you?
Definitely affirmation. The words of affirmation every moment. We guys also need the feedback from you girls. Don't think only because you are the flower in the house, doesn't mean that we guys don't need the touch. So it's very important for you guys to bring up some words to make us feel comfortable, to make us feel happy, and reaffirm that we are being loved too.
And that you're valued, right?
Yes, yeah, very, very, very. And before I was saying, if you guys are cooking and we come from work and you cook already, I think from us to you guys to pay back is to say beautiful words like, "Oh, that was so good," you know, or another things that you can say too is, "You know what, honey, you cook, I will wash the dishes."
Oh, sweet.
See, I think that's
one way. Yeah,
beautiful.
that's
And
very
that's
important.
reciprocated. That's very, very, very true.
It's very important because you are communicating, and how appreciated is your partner going to feel,
Exactly.
knowing that, you know what, I spent, whether it be an hour, whether it be 30 minutes, or whether it be 3 hours in the kitchen
Yes.
cooking for you, because that's how I express my love towards you.
Right.
And then you're kind enough to say, you know what, honey, I'm going to go ahead and take care of the kitchen afterwards.
And to say
I'll
thank you and
clean.
how tasty it was.
Yes,
Yes.
So many of
especially-
us do something and the other person doesn't appreciate. Those words don't cost you anything and they go so far.
They do.
Exactly.
So that's your first one, words of affirmation. And what would you think your second top one would be to keep that love tank full?
Well, quality time.
Quality
Quality time.
time,
And I will tell you this, now that you're talking about divorce and stuff like that, when you have
Yes.
kids, it's very important if you have a person in your life with kids of someone else.
Yes.
It's very important for you girls, okay? This is a very big mistake I see in society,
Okay.
is that you always will put your kids first, okay?
Okay.
That's
Right.
no
That's
doubt about it,
expected.
right? But also, when that's happening, make sure that you reaffirm to the guy that you love him so much that you're going to take care of the child and then come back to love you, all right? You know what I'm saying?
And appreciate him for
Yeah.
welcoming children that are not his.
And for
a
hi-
very good point.
And
Exactly.
vice versa, especially if it's a family that where he has children
And so does
and
she.
so does
Exactly.
she. I think that's important. Not only spending the time with the children, but spending the alone time and the quality time with your
So important.
with your
Valid
soulmate.
points,
Because
yeah.
we make a very, very big mistake, guys, is that, and you know why you guys sometimes get separate? Like, no, you love more your child than me, blah, blah. No, those things, no. You have to go through, you know what, I love you, but I need to go take care of my son, okay?
Right, right.
And I'll be back because I love you, I want to be
That's
with you.
important,
When you
yeah.
make me, my ego, go up, believe me, I will feel so happy
You're
with you.
wonderful, and we'll meet
go do your
later.
time,
and that's
I
why
wait
we're
for
saying
you.
he's not going to stay single long.
I know, you hear that, ladies?
I don't know about that.
No, I think
there's
it's
so
wonderful.
much. I know it is, and there's so much that we can share with you. And right now we're limited on time, but we just want you to have that little taste of the 5 love languages, and know that this month, February, I mean, every month is a month of love. Every day, I think, is a day of love. But this month, dig deep and look within you to see what it is that you would like and expect. But not only that, what can you give to that other person, whether it's your mom, your dad, your daughter, your son, your lover, your partner, your husband, your wife. Make the time. Don't you agree?
Absolutely, make the time. And I think it's so critical, and I love the fact that you brought in the idea of the children in
Yes,
the relationship.
yes.
You're a single father. Take care of your daughter. I am a single mother.
We're
I have
single moms, yeah.
two sons. She has a son and a daughter, and it's definitely very important. But just keep in mind, it's really truly about communication and how you express this to each other.
Yes.
Also, girls, don't forget to send flowers to guys. We love flowers too.
Okay,
That's so sweet.
I
You know,
love
I've
that
done
too.
that, but to hear a man say that he would love that as opposed
yeah.
to assuming that he's going to think, what are they going to think when I receive flowers?
Do you like those edible
love flowers.
flowers? Those
Any
edible
kind
ones, the
of
ones you
flower.
can eat?
And
He's
it got-
just wanting us to send him some.
I think so.
I expect those, okay?
I need your address. I think so.
Thank you.
Anyway, we
Thank
are
you.
limited in time, but we are so grateful that you have joined us today with the
Yes.
Luz and Dolly show. And just a small reminder that my dear Luz and I are co-authors of today's Inspire Latina. And if you are interested in getting an autographed copy of our
Just in time for
book,
Valentine's.
just in time, we will be happy to send you a copy. Just send us an email at lusanddolly@gmail.com, and we will promptly respond. So lusanddolly@gmail.com. Thank you so very much. Have a beautiful and blessed day.
Thank you. And we will discuss more in the future, so stay tuned for future segments in detail. Thank you.